The secret billionaire next door. I never believed that a single glance could change the direction of an entire life. Yet every time I remember that cold autumn evening, I can still feel the strange shiver that ran through my heart. My name is Elena Sterling, and at 26, I thought I had already learned everything there was to know about disappointment, loneliness, and survival. Life had never handed me miracles. I worked long hours, paid my bills, smiled when necessary, and kept my dreams locked away where reality couldn't destroy them. But fate has a peculiar way of arriving when you least expect it. Sometimes it doesn't knock on the front door. Sometimes it quietly moves into the mansion next door and watches from the shadows. The night I first saw him, I had no idea that the mysterious stranger standing beneath the rain would awaken feelings I had spent years trying to bury. The neighborhood where I lived was peaceful, almost too peaceful. Most evenings passed without anything remarkable happening, but everything changed when the abandoned mansion beside my small house suddenly came back to life. For years, nobody had lived there. The gates remained locked, the windows dark, and rumors surrounded the place like fog. Then, one morning, expensive black cars arrived. Workers appeared. Security cameras were installed. Within days, the mansion looked completely transformed. Naturally, everyone became curious, including me. I tried not to pay attention, but every evening I found myself glancing toward the property while watering my flowers. Nobody ever entered through the front gate except a handful of employees. Nobody seemed to know who the new owner was, and somehow that mystery fascinated me more than I wanted to admit. 3 weeks later, during a heavy rainstorm, I returned home from work carrying groceries. The streets were nearly empty. Thunder echoed overhead. As I hurried toward my porch, I noticed a tall figure standing near the fence that separated my property from the mansion. He wasn't carrying an umbrella. Rain soaked his dark coat. For a moment, I thought he might be lost. Then he slowly turned toward me. Our eyes met. My breath caught unexpectedly. He looked older than me, perhaps by more than a decade. His expression was calm, controlled, yet strangely sad. The kind of sadness that comes from carrying secrets for too long. "Are you okay?" I asked. A faint smile appeared on his lips. "It depends," he replied quietly. "Do you always talk to strangers in the rain, Elena?" My heart nearly stopped. I had never seen him before. I had never told him my name. Before I could ask how he knew who I was, headlights suddenly illuminated the street behind us. 2 black SUVs stopped outside the mansion gates. Several men rushed out, their faces tense, and then one of them shouted something that made my blood run cold. "Sir, they found her." The mysterious man's expression changed instantly, and when he looked back at me, I realized the fear in his eyes wasn't for himself, it was for me. The moment those words left my mouth, I knew I was taking a risk. Every instinct told me to walk away, yet something stronger held me in place. The rain continued pouring around us as I stared directly into his eyes. "How do you know my name?" I demanded. My voice sounded firmer than I felt. Behind him, the men near the SUVs exchanged nervous glances, but he didn't look away from me. For several long seconds, the world seemed to disappear. There was only the sound of rain, the distant thunder, and the unsettling silence between us. Then he stepped closer, not enough to threaten me, but enough that I could see the exhaustion hidden behind his calm expression. "Because I've been trying to protect you for months, Elena," he said quietly. My heart skipped a beat. Protect me? From what? From whom? Nothing about his answer made sense, yet somehow he sounded completely sincere. I should have laughed. I should have called the police or walked away. Instead, I found myself searching his face for answers. "Who are you?" I asked. Another flash of lightning illuminated the street. For the first time, uncertainty crossed his features. It was as if revealing his identity carried consequences I couldn't imagine. One of the men from the SUVs approached hurriedly. "Sir, we don't have much time." The stranger ignored him. His eyes remained fixed on mine. "My name is Adrian Blackwell," he finally said. The name meant nothing to me at first. Then suddenly a memory surfaced. Months ago, I'd read an article about a billionaire investor who rarely appeared in public, a man whose photographs were almost impossible to find, a man surrounded by rumors and speculation. My stomach tightened. "You're Adrian Blackwell?" I whispered. He gave a slight nod. The realization hit me like a wave. The billionaire owner of the mansion next door had been standing in the rain talking to me as if he had known me for years. Before I could ask another question, one of the security men handed Adrian a tablet. His expression darkened as he read something on the screen. I caught only a brief glimpse before he lowered it, but that glimpse was enough to freeze my blood. There was a photograph displayed on the screen, a photograph of me. Not from social media, not from work. It had clearly been taken without my knowledge. Adrian immediately turned the screen away, but it was too late. "Why do you have pictures of me?" I demanded. Anger replaced my confusion. His jaw tightened. "Because someone else does too." The answer only made things worse. "What does that even mean?" I shouted. For the first time, genuine fear appeared in his eyes. Not fear of me, fear of what was coming. Then a deafening crash echoed from the far end of the street. Everyone turned. A black sedan had just smashed through the mansion's front security gate. The guards immediately reached for their radios. Adrian stepped in front of me instinctively, and as the driver's door slowly opened, I noticed something terrifying. The person stepping out was holding a photograph, my photograph. I didn't move. Every nerve in my body screamed at me to run, but my feet remained frozen behind Adrian Blackwell. The rain fell harder now, blurring the streetlights and turning the pavement into a mirror of shadows and flashing lights. Adrian instinctively stepped closer, placing himself between me and the stranger who had crashed through the mansion gate. I could feel the tension radiating from him. His security team quickly formed a protective line, their radios crackling with urgent voices. Yet what frightened me most wasn't the chaos unfolding around us. It was the expression on Adrian's face. A man who controlled billion-dollar companies, a man who seemed capable of handling anything, suddenly looked deeply unsettled. The driver finally stepped fully out of the damaged sedan, a woman, tall, elegant, drenched by the rain. She couldn't have been much older than me. In one hand, she held the photograph I had seen earlier, in the other, a small envelope. She didn't appear dangerous, she wasn't carrying a weapon, yet the security guards reacted as if she were a serious threat. "Stop her," one of them shouted, but Adrian immediately raised his hand. "No." The woman locked eyes with him. For a brief moment, neither of them spoke. It felt as if an entire conversation was passing silently between them. Then she looked directly at me. The way she stared made my stomach twist, not with hatred, not with anger, with sadness, deep, heartbreaking sadness. "Elena," she said softly. Hearing my name from a complete stranger sent a chill through my entire body. "How do you know me?" I asked. She laughed quietly, though there was no joy in it. "The better question is why nobody ever told you." Before I could respond, Adrian's voice cut sharply through the storm. "Enough, Sophia." The woman, Sophia, turned toward him. "Enough?" she repeated bitterly. "You've hidden the truth from her for 26 years. My heart stopped. 26 years, my exact age. The rain suddenly felt colder. "What truth?" I whispered. Neither of them answered immediately. Sophia slowly lifted the envelope she was carrying. I promised her mother that one day Elena would know everything. Mother. The word hit me like a physical blow. My mother had died when I was very young. At least that's what I had always been told. Adrian's expression hardened. "Don't do this here." Sophia ignored him. With trembling fingers, she opened the envelope and pulled out a faded photograph. Even from several feet away, I recognized the woman in the picture, my mother, but the man standing beside her wasn't my father. It was Adrian, much younger, holding my mother's hand. My entire world tilted. Nothing made sense anymore. The stories I had grown up believing, the memories, the past, everything suddenly felt like a lie. Then, Sophia revealed one final item from inside the envelope, a birth certificate, my birth certificate, and when she turned it toward me, I saw the name listed under father. The name wasn't the one I had known my entire life. It was Adrian Blackwell, the billionaire standing only a few feet away from me, and the horrified look on his face told me one thing: he had never wanted me to see it.